Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle a problem that hits every single one of us, procrastination. And we're going to do it with a really brilliant, if, let's be honest, kind of strange idea from Brian Tracy's classic book, Eat That Frog.
You know that feeling, right? When you look at your to-do list and just feel completely buried. Your work, your personal life, that inbox that never seems to empty, it feels like you're just drowning in stuff to do.
Well, let's just rip the Band-Aid off right now. Here's a hard truth from the book. You will never be caught up, ever. That idea that one day you'll magically clear your desk and have nothing left to do. Yeah, it's a total fantasy. New tasks are just going to keep coming.
Okay, but hold on. It's not all bad news. The goal isn't to somehow do everything. That's impossible. The real goal is to get control of your time and your life by focusing on the things that actually matter. It's all about putting your energy where it's going to have the biggest possible impact.
So here's the core of the problem, right? Our lists just don't end. No matter how many cool productivity hacks you learn, there will always be more to do than you could ever get done. So the answer isn't just to work harder, it's about getting way smarter about what you choose to work on.
So how do we figure out what those right things are? Well, this brings us to the central idea of the book. And I'm telling you, it's a little weird, it's super memorable, and it is incredibly effective.
And there it is, the quote that started it all. The whole idea is, if you get the absolute worst thing done first, the rest of your day is going to feel like a piece of cake. But, obviously we are not talking about actual amphibians here.
So, in this system, your frog is your single biggest, most important task for the day. It's that huge, challenging thing you know you should be doing, but you just keep putting it off. The catch is, it's also the one task that could have the greatest positive impact on your life right now if you just got it done.
Now, Tracy gives us two really simple rules for this. First, if you have two important tasks, you start with the biggest, hardest, most important one. You eat the ugliest frog first. And second, once you've decided what your frog is, don't hesitate. Don't stare at it, don't overthink it, just start. It's all about building that habit of taking immediate action.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how do you actually spot these frogs when they're hiding in a giant jungle of a to-do list? Well, it turns out there's a really powerful principle that can help us zero in on them. You might have heard of it before. It's called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. And honestly, this is one of the most useful ideas in all of time management. It applies to pretty much everything. So the rule says that roughly 20% of your activities, what we can call the vital few, are going to account for 80% of your results. Think about that. The other 80% of your tasks, the trivial money, only contribute about 20%. Your frogs, your most important tasks, are all in that top 20%. And here's the tragedy. Most of us procrastinate on that vital few.
Knowing about the 80-20 rule is one thing, but how do you actually apply it every single day? Well, Tracy lays out a simple but really powerful technique to organize your list and make it happen. It's called the ABCDE Method. Before you start work, you go through your list. A, tasks are your must-dos. These are your frogs. They have serious consequences if you don't do them. B, tasks are should-dos. Think of them as tadpoles. It might be a little inconvenient for someone if they don't get done, but it's not a disaster. C is stuff that's just nice to do. D is for things you can delegate. And E is for stuff you should probably just eliminate altogether.
And this right here, this is the most important part of the entire system. You must never let yourself get distracted by a little tadpole when there's a big frog waiting to be eaten. Your entire focus needs to be on your number one A task until it is 100% complete. That is the discipline. All right, now for an idea that's going to sound a little backwards. To stop procrastinating on what's important, you actually need to get better at procrastinating on what's not important. It's a concept called creative procrastination.
See, to set your priorities, the things you do more of and sooner, you also have to set what Tracy calls posteriorities. I love that term. It's basically all the things you consciously decide to do less of, or later, or maybe not at all. You're deliberately putting off the low-value stuff.
This is so critical. It's why learning to say no is one of the most powerful productivity tools you have. You have to get rid of the little tadpoles to make room for the big frogs. Every single time you say yes to a low-value task, you are automatically saying no to a high-value one.
So, let's say you do it. You push through that resistance, you stare down that ugly frog, and you get it done. What's the payoff?
Well, it's way more than just a checkbox on your list. There's actually a powerful psychological and even biological reward waiting for you.
The reason it feels so amazing to get that big project finished is actually biological. Every time you complete a major task, your brain gives you a little prize. It releases endorphins. It's basically a natural high that makes you feel fantastic.
And this endorphin rush creates this incredible positive cycle. You feel like a winner, right? That boosts your self-esteem, makes you more confident, even more creative. And that feeling is so good, you can actually develop a positive addiction to it. You start organizing your whole life around chasing that feeling by starting and completing even more important tasks.
Which, of course, brings us to the final, most important question. Just take a second and really think about it. What is the one task, that one project, that would have the greatest positive impact on your life if you just got it done? That's your frog. Now stop looking at it and go eat it.